Gary, first of all, how has your break been? Do you feel refreshed and raring to go for a new season?
I do, yeah. It's been quick, shall we say. It's flown in, but managed to get away golfing in Turkey, managed to get away with Jen to Ibiza, and spent loads of time at home with the kids and family. So, yeah, feel refreshed, got a good tan for a Scotsman. I'm ready to go into the new season, full of energy and full of hope. It's always think when you come back, there's that real hope and expectation of a new season and what it can bring.
Players are back in tomorrow and Friday, the young pros in tomorrow, and then the rest of the squad on Friday. How did the first few days look for them?
Yeah, so the first few days are a lot of testing, whether that be medical, fitness testing in the gym, fitness testing on the grass. There'll be some football, but very low level football to build the players up. They have been working for a few weeks now in terms of their fitness levels at home or on holiday. They've had their own programmes that Tom has gave them. So they should be at a level where we can then see in the tests what that looks like and then progress that as we go through pre-season. So the first few days are very much, looking at where they are, and then, next week on Monday is when we really start to push the physical levels in terms of running and football and build that up through the weeks.
Got some early starts coming up, I think, next week as well. Some 5:30 morning starts here. Is that just to maybe test them a little bit physically and mentally?
5:30 report. We don't start till 6, Scott.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's something we've done, especially not last season, but the season before. I thought we did it really well. Last season we'd done it, but not to the same effects, I felt. And it's mainly to challenge players. It's to make players feel uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be up at that time. Nobody wants to be working at that time. But we want to challenge the players, see who reacts positively in difficult situations. Because as we've found in the years that we've spent in League One now, we are going to be faced with difficult moments. We are going to be faced with uncomfortable moments. And we need players with the skill set and the togetherness to be able to get through those moments. So it's just a small taste of that, and there'll be other tastes of that throughout pre-season. I always feel like, you have to cover the physical and get them ready to play football, but we have to also look at the psychological, the social, the technical and tactical level of the team, and look at all those areas and build them up throughout the 6 weeks to prepare us for a season that, as we know when it starts, it's very much all systems go right from the start, and you don't get good moments through the season where you can build that. So these next 6 weeks, we want to try and build all those attributes within the individual, within the unit, and within the team to make them ready for the season ahead.
And as you say, those social aspects are equally as important as the physical. Taking part in Parkrun next Saturday, I think you guys are doing the 10K the day before, some of the staff. But those kind of things are really important as well on the team building kind of side of things as well. And I guess they'll have more of that kind of stuff during pre-season.
Yes, loads of different activities. It's not all just football. How we kind of build that social cohesion, how that teamwork within the team is not just on the training pitch. But I think it's also important to get out in the community as well, and spend time with the supporters, to spend time talking about the club and about the area for new players to get to see that. I think that's really important. So it's something we want to keep doing, not just the park run, but again throughout the season, make sure we do everything we can in the community to show off the club in its very best.
And our schedule of matches this season in pre-season is a lot smaller than last year. What's the reasoning behind having that reduced schedule?
Yeah, we felt like the games programme, when it's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, can then disrupt the training programme, and we always play 11v11 matches on a Wednesday anyway, in a 4-day build-up. So we will get loads of match minutes on the training pitch amongst ourselves, but we'll also get, obviously, the games that we've got planned throughout pre-season. We'll get minutes in them for the players. So we think it'll allow us more time together on the training pitch and less disruption with games and different minutes. And we feel like it's a really good game programme that has a variety of teams that we're playing against, in terms of styles, in terms of different leagues. We're obviously travelling up north for a game against FC United in Manchester, which another supporter-owned club, which will give us the opportunity to celebrate two supporter-owned clubs. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a really good games programme we've put together.
Well, the final match of preparations is that game against Swansea City at St James Park, Piers Sweeney's testimonial. But it's important to stress that this is a full match preparation ahead of the season, as well as a celebration of 10 years of Sweeney's.
Yeah, look, I think it's a great opportunity for us to celebrate an incredible servant to the football club. I don't think it happens often in modern day football, so that will be an amazing day for Sweeney's, for his family. He's going to build up his fitness throughout, and hopefully he's got a part to play in that game. He's ready to play minutes in that game. But also it is a really good pre-season game, our last pre-season game before the season starts. We had a brilliant game a couple of years ago now against Coventry. That was a great test. I think we lost 2-1 in the end, but it really set us up for an amazing start to the season, and we hope that Swansea will be the same from a football point of view, but we also hope it will be a full stadium to celebrate, one of the legends of this football club.
I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see it yet, but the pitch is already looking great at St James Park as well, so that'll be a great test of that ahead of the season.
Yeah, it will be. It's obviously a quick turnaround for the lads, and they've been working all summer. We've made huge improvements to pitch 2. We have pop-ups at the training ground for the first time, which again, not only the work of the groundsman we need to kind of thank, but the football club for the investment they're putting in, not just in playing budgets and stadium, but also at the training ground here. It's everywhere needs to improve all the time, and that takes its toll, especially on a supporter-owned club. So we're very grateful for everything that's happening across all the different sites that we have, and it shows the continual development that we believe in, and we have to then replicate that on the pitch.
And what are you hoping to get out of the next 6 weeks in pre-season ahead of the season?
Like I said, I think players have to get fitter. We have given them a programme in the off-season that I'm sure they've all done. We trust the players to do that. They have real ownership of their own careers, and they have to not only do that in the off-season but throughout the season, and also build a team that can stand the test of 10 months of hard work, highs and lows, difficult moments. So those moments, when they come, we have to be prepared for them, and that's what these next 6 weeks allow us to do in all different aspects of the game. Like I said, it's always a really exciting time for me to come in, first day, new kit. You see the players come back, real smiles on the faces, real energy, and it's how we can build those 6 weeks into a team that can withstand the pressures, the tests, the highs and lows of a really difficult League One season to get as much success as we can next year.
You invited Demi, Pat, Kev and Yannick back to train with us in pre-season. We'd like to see any of those guys on Friday. Yes,
I've still to speak to a couple of them, but I've spoke to a couple already, and I'm expecting all of them to be back. Some of them are at different stages and will probably come in at different stages in terms of, obviously Yannick was just coming back to full fitness. Pat and Demi were still injured at the time, so they've been liaising with Michael and Tom and the medical department to see where they are. But yeah, I'm expecting to see them all at different points within the early start of pre-season.
We're in the transfer window, obviously. I'm sure you know that.
I do, Scott.
How are the plans going? I mean, you can see there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
Yes, I've had a lot of meetings, a lot of Zooms with players, with agents, Marcus, Malcolm, Sam, and the recruitment department, working extremely hard. We've had a Zoom every single week throughout the off-season to keep updated on targets, on different players that are becoming available. We have a number of offers out to players. As yet, we haven't signed anyone, but I'm sure the fans won't have too much longer to wait on that happening. And I think, as is always the case, I'm probably sounding a bit like a broken record, but we need to be patient. In transfer windows, since I've been here, we have always been patient, and in the end, I believe we've always improved the squad to get the job done for the success of that next period of league games, of cup games, and they have to trust us again that we need to be patient. We know what we want, and come the end of the window, I'm sure we'll have a squad that's capable of achieving great things again next season.
say it a lot, I think, but it's important to stress that you're after good players, but also good people, and they have to be the right fit for the football club.
Yeah, and that's why I've been on a number of Zooms with lots of different people, and they've all been great and different in different ways. But we have to have the right person to come to this football hub. They have to buy into that community aspect of the club. I think we are a different football club, and it's important that I sell that in the right way, and people know what they're coming to and how they want to represent this football club. I think in the past we've done really well in transfer windows. We've signed players from all over. They're always coming to a different part of the country. It's not somewhere that's close to many places, so there's that relocation aspect of it. But the biggest thing is we get good people and obviously good football players to come and be successful next year.
What size squad are you kind of aiming for this season? Obviously last year's was on the larger side. Is it going to be a smaller squad this year?
Yeah, I think it will be smaller. Ideally we'd want a 25-man squad. How that's made up in terms of PDP players, in terms of the signings we make, that depends on how the PDP players return and what their development looks like next season, whether it's within the first team squad or whether it's on loan. Obviously the players that become available and we can sign, but ideally we'd like to work with a 25-man squad. Last year that got a little bit big for a number of different reasons, with injuries, with the challenge of the lateness of losing certain players in the January transfer window. But yeah, this year we'll look for that 25-man squad, and that should be enough to allow us to be successful next year.
On the 28th is the party at the park where the new shirt will be launched, and I think yourself and a lot of the players will be there to meet the fans, so that'll be a good kind of starting point towards looking towards the new season with the fans.
Yeah, I think it's always a big day in the calendar. It's similar to the park run, the opportunities we get to spend time in the community with our supporters is really special. It's always a really well supported day. It's always been brilliant weather, so touch wood. It's a nice day weather-wise, because to have so many supporters in the park and for players, staff to be able to just mingle and spend time with them before the season starts and hear their excitement for the season ahead is always really important. So yeah, that's the first main supporter experience day for new players, for old players, for staff that we look forward to. So hopefully it's well supported again, and there'll be loads of staff and players there to see their supporters, and they can meet their favourite players, young kids. It's always good for that to happen, so we look forward to that when it comes.